Hello, people of the Most High. While I was spending time with our Abba today, actually, this came to me in a dream. So I was dreaming, and our Abba is so sweet. He is so compassionate. He is so just loving. So I had this dream, and it was just, if you are not paying attention and you're not aware of your dreams, you might just be like, okay, that was odd, and keep it moving. But in my spending time with him, I know that he speaks to me through the dreams. Please be mindful, especially if you are getting closer to him, that he may be doing the same with you. So you want to journal your dreams, do a voice note, spend time with them, see what else you can see in the dream. So in this dream, I was down the street at a friend's house, a high school friend's house. We were today's years old, but I was at the house, and it was a bunch of like high school friends from the past, and there was a work associate there. So the phone rings and my mom calls like, where are you? And I'm like, down the street. She said, well, you don't remember what we agreed to? I said, no. She said, well, you said you would be home at a certain time. You need to come on home. I said, oh, okay. I don't recall that, but I can, I could come home. Now, to remember, I'm today's years old, and my mom lives down the street. This is a childhood friend that we lived on the same street. And so I go back and sit down, and I begin to get attention from a old co-worker, and not really entertaining it, but attention is attention, whatever. So about 45 minutes later, the phone rings again. This is dream time, I don't know, but the clock was 2:00 a.m. when my mom called, and I was supposed to be home hours ago. And then now it's 2:45, and she calls again, and she's like, where are you? And she even curses, and my mom typically does not. And I'm like, Mom, I'm still down the street. Like, of course, I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm safe, I'm grown, whatever. And she's like, you said you were coming home. Your car could be towed. Now, she didn't tell me that in the first conversations, but to be obedient, you don't have to know what the consequences are of your disobedience. You just have to be obedient, right? So I'm like, oh no. So I like go to the door. There's a bunch of shoes at the door. I slide on anybody, just random slides, to shuffle down the street and check on my car. And of course, when I get there in this dream, my car is not there. And I'm like, sad. I'm a little bit, crying like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't make it in time. I didn't realize that was the consequence of not coming down. And there are some other people standing out there looking for their cars too. And I'm like, Mom, I don't really have it to get the car out of the impound. She's like, well, worry about it in the morning. I got you, but you will pay me back. And then I could head on down back to my friend's house. So I sat with this when I woke up, and I journaled it, and I saw in this dream that there were two things that were main themes. There was obedience or disobedience, and honesty or dishonesty. And when I even had the grace of having a warning call, although previously we had this conversation that was not in the dream, but it felt like it was true and honest. I had agreed to a time and completely forgot or whatever. I had the grace of a warning that said, come home. You agreed to come home, come home. And even still, I let circumstances and whatever I was doing get in the way and delay my obedience. And delayed obedience is still disobedience, because I didn't move when I was told to, which then led to the consequence of the tow truck taking my vehicle. So what I want to tell you is that as we're moving through, right now, a lot of us, if you're listening to me, you are seeking the Most High. So those blatant sins, those things that are like, you're like, nah, that ain't finna catch me up. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping his commands. Yeah. But this was more of a hidden kind of sin. And I was safe. I was grown. There was nothing that was really a prominent danger in this space. And What was the problem? But the problem was that I agreed to something that I did not do, and I reaped the consequence of it. And with me not being obedient or delaying my obedience, I also showed as dishonest. And that is not a place where I want to be. So after sitting with the dream and all of that, of course, I prayed, I repented for, things in my life where I have shown up in that manner, and then prayed and asked that I be protected from that moving forward, because I don't want to be in a space where I have delayed obedience nor dishonesty creep in under the auspice of innocence. Not at all. So I'm going to continue to reflect and do those things, but I wanted to share that with you as you're on your journey. Yes, the bold and blatant things, we're getting really good at swatting those away. Like, nah, we don't want no part of that. I don't want no part of that. I don't want no part of that. But there are some things that may slip in on you, and you want to be aware of those things. And be mindful of your dreams, especially in this day and age where he already told us that we're going to have prophetic thoughts. We're going to see visions. We're going to do all of these things. Be mindful, because that time is starting, and more people are getting messages through dreams and visions, and you want to be aware. You want to hear. You want to take heed. He's speaking to us. He's speaking to us in this hour. Remember, you are loved. Yah loves you. I love you. Love yourself. Have a blessed day.